Started with $1 and a dream. This one for all the people that said I couldn't do it.
Good day, Forex
You're the best
Chasers.
feeling in the world.
Welcome to lesson 2, whereby we'll be looking at the introduction of platforms used. On this lesson, we'll be looking at the introduction to the MetaTrader 4 platform and the introduction to the TradingView platform. It will be a short introduction, so please do pay attention and enjoy. MT4 introduction. Good day, Forex Chasers. On this topic, we'll be speaking of the MetaTrader 4 platform, and we'll be reviewing on how it will be working, and it will capitalize on our performance on this trading journey. Now, this first button here, it shows the symbols that we've got here, and in here there's the majors, the minors, and the exotics, energies, cryptos, metals, indices. This will be assisting us on choosing the pairs that we'd like to trade. It will be assisting us. Let's say GBP, for instance. There we've got it. It will appear on our screen. Now the second one here, let's say Swiss franc, for instance. There we go. It shows us the different time frames of a specific chosen pair. We chose USD CHF. It gave us the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour, and the daily time frame, meaning that we are able to see what happens in the 1 hour, what happens in the 4 hour, and what happens in the daily time frame. Shows us all of that, and it comes up with a different template than you've chosen, indicators that the platform provides. And now, okay, let me go out of there. If we look at Control M, if you press and hold Control and then you press on M, then we've got your market watch. It's this one here. Control M, this one here, the market watch. Now the market watch, it gives us most symbols. Okay, let me do this. You can say right click here and say show all. Now it provided all symbols that the broker provides, all symbols, all cryptos, each and everything that the broker provides. We get it here on the market watch. We get it here. And now if we just right click on the pair, it will give us the options of that specific pair. And if you look here, here's your bid price, your ask price, this is your bid price, this column, this is your ask price, and these are your spreads. And another way to view on a specific pair, or to chart on it, is you can just click and then drag it, put it right here. Now that's your market watch, market or Control M, people. Now let's look at Control N. We've got the navigator here. The navigator, it shows us on our accounts. Currently, I've got one account. You can add as many accounts as possible. You say open account or log into an account, then you log in as many accounts as possible, as long as they are within this broker, which I'm now in IC Markets. So yeah, this is your navigator. This is where you'll be managing your account. You'll be choosing, if you have, let's say, 3 accounts, you can just go out of this one and then go into the next one easily without having to type in your password and everything over and over like that. And now, okay, Control N there. Now let's look at Control T. Now if you take a look at this, we've got, okay, there we go. It shows us on our trades. Control T, the T is for terminal. It stands for terminal. Sorry about it. It's for terminal. Now this is our trades. It's our trades. Now whereby it shows that this is our balance, this is our equity, and this is our free margin. Our balance, equity, free margin. That's what it shows. And on these columns here, on these rows here, it shows that the time, the type, the size, the symbol, the price, the stop loss, take profit, price, commission, swap, and profit. Meaning that it will show, if you open a trade, it will show the time of the trade. It will show the type, meaning buy or sell. It will show the size, meaning the lot size. Mean if you entered 0.01, it will show here. The symbol will be shown here. If it's euro, US dollar, it will be shown here. The price that you entered, the stop loss, the target, the price, the commission, the swap, and the profit that's currently running. If it's a loss, it will show a negative loss floating. If it's a profit, it will show positive floating. Let's Control T. And now, if you take a look at these ones here, these ones, there's 3 types of charts. 3 types. Okay, let me make so you can see clearly 3 types of charts. This is your bar chart. Let me zoom in so you can see properly. This is your bar chart. This is how it is. We've got the candlestick chart. Your candlestick chart, 3 types of charts. 3 types of charts. You mustn't forget about that. Your bar chart, your candlestick, and your line charts. Your line charts. These are the 3 types of charts. And if you take a look at this menu here, it will show us the zoom out and the zoom in. Okay, this is the most used one. So let me just go to it. Zoom in. We want to see clearly. We zoom in, and the best way. Let me just give you guys the best way to zoom. You zoom out, fully zoom out, and then zoom in once, twice, and 3 times. This is the best to see, to have a clear view on what's happening, so you can read price accordingly. And now, if you take a look at these 2 here, this one here is the chart. It's the auto scroll. The auto scroll. This one here is the auto scroll, meaning that at each and every tick that the market makes, at each and every 1 pip that the market makes, if this button is on like that, each and every tick that the market makes, it's gonna, if you do something like this, you move it to the back side, you move it a bit back, and it makes a movement, it's gonna come to the recent price action. This is how it is. And the next one is the chart shift. Sorry about that, chart shift. This one is the chart shift, meaning that if you activate it, you press on it, you'll be able to move the price to be able to have a clear vision of forecasting, meaning that you can be able to see what can possibly happen. And this button here, it allows you to be able to make space for your forecasting. You can move it to any way you'd like to move it. You can move it to any way you'd like to move it. That is your chart shift. This button here, your chart shift. Please don't forget about that. Take down notes because these are very important on forecasting. And we've got an indicator list. There's an indicator list. So if you'll be applying indicators, you just press on the list and you look at, or you just seek for whatever indicator that you'd be looking for. You'd get them here. That's your indicator list. Please don't forget about that too. And if you come down here, here's a crosshair. There's a crosshair. This tool is also, it's an important tool. The vertical line shows us the time and dates, and the horizontal line shows us the price. The horizontal line shows us the price. The vertical line shows us the time and date. Okay. Now, this one here is the template. Okay, let me move back to mouse. This one here is the templates. The template shows us that if you press here, you will see all the saved templates that I've got. All this, as you can see, this is AUD CAD. I've got templates that I've saved of AUD CAD, 10 May. Okay, let me just say 7 May. I can press on it and it will bring up to, it's still the same chart, just the saved template, because this is how I put my charts. And here is the templates. Okay, we saw the templates. So now if you want to see the movement of price action, you want to see how many pips it has moved. Let's say you are involved in a long trade from somewhere here up until maybe this high, and you want to calculate on how many pips it took and how many candlesticks it took. You can left click on your mouse and then move up to, let's say, to the high. Then you can calculate. So you can see the first digits on the left side. It's 42. Now that 42 represents 42 candlesticks, and in this manner we're looking at the H1, the 1 hour time frame, it represents 42 candlesticks. That means it took 42 candlesticks from that point to that point. From that point that I'm at to the initial point that I started at. 42 candlesticks, and the one in the middle, it's 829. It represents pips. 829, that represents pips. Now we don't include the last one. We don't include the 9. That 9 is the pipet, meaning that 82 is 82 pips. 82 pips. And the one on the right hand side is the price action, meaning that price there is 0.98438 price action. So the first one is the candlesticks, second one is the pips, and the third one is the price action. And now we can take a look at time frame. This is the time frame. We've got your monthly here. Each and every candlestick here represents 1 month. We've got a weekly, a daily, your 4 hour, your 1 hour, your 30 minutes, your 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute. Meaning that each and every candlestick here, if I mean 1 minute, each and every candlestick here represents 1 minute. 1 minute. So, okay, if we take a look at, let me move back to 1 hour. I like using 1 hour. 1 hour. So if you take a look at this one here, the vertical line. If you select on it, like you press it on chart, it will show you the time and date. The time and date, 2018 06 19 10. It shows that this candlestick appeared at 10 on the 19th 06 2018. And okay, let me cancel it. And if you take a look at the next one, which is the horizontal line. Okay, let me change the properties. It doesn't show properly. Let me make it black. Okay, there we go. Your horizontal line, it shows us the price. It shows us the price. And this one is used mostly because people like adding support and resistance. So you can use it to capture your support and resistance. You can see the previous resistance was this certain price, and the next support would be this price. So this is your horizontal line. That's your horizontal line. And the most used one, the most effective one is the trend line. The trend line. Okay, let's select it. There we go. Now this one is used, you are able to draw it in any type of shape, meaning you can draw it like this, can draw it like this, any manner, just to capture the trend. Capturing the trend. If you're able to spot an uptrend, use the trend line, and then it will guide you on where is the support of that specific uptrend. That's the trend line. That's the trend line. It's mostly used. It's mostly used. Okay, and yeah, the properties. Let's say for trend, you just double click on the line, right click on it, trend line properties, and then from here you will see there's parameters. You can choose either ray. Let's say for instance the ray, it will go up to infinite. That's your ray. Or I don't like using ray. So yeah, and there are visualization, meaning that it's okay. It's chosen show on all time frames. If I unselect it and I say on 1 hour only, it will show. And if I say okay, I click on okay, then I move to a shorter time frame, this line won't be visible. It will only be visible on 1 hour time frame. Parameters, come okay, your color here, how thick you want it to be, and how you want the line to be. Okay, let me see this. Do I want it to be like this or like this? Any manner. Okay, I made it then here. That's your trend line. That's your trend line. Let me delete it. Now if you take a look at this one, that's your text. Where you write, if you want to label your chart, you can just put down here. Add label. You can say maybe if you want that to be your target, you can say TP. Then you put it there. This is to label your chart. So we saw where it is. Throw text label. for a text label. And you've got arrows. Here are your arrows. Arrow up, arrow down, meaning that if you want to use this as resistance, you can put down to show that this is your resistance, arrow down. Put down this two, arrow down. And let's say you want to use something as, I don't know, support, you can show arrow up. Okay, let me move it a bit here so you can see arrow up. Okay, let me zoom it out. Something like that. Arrow up, arrow down, and you can do the same thing, arrow properties. Then just play around with it. Play around with it. So you saw how that works. Those are your arrows. Those are your arrows. And we've got your connection status. It shows on what speed the connection is running at. Okay, there was connection status. And now let's look at properties. Okay, let me pick a new chart. Pick a new chart. I want to start up a fresh one chart window. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, here's another one that I never showed you guys. Control G. It's for the grids. Control G. Control G. And now let's right click on the mouse. Here it shows. Since, okay, let's look at this. Since we are above the current market price, if you press up above here, it will show sell limit. To place a sell limit, if you press below, it will show buy limit. Buy limit, which will be explained in your next lessons on how these ones work. And if you take a look at trading, it shows, do you want to place a buy stop? It's where you place your trades. Where you place your trades actually. And if you Alt T, this appears here, Alt T. And if you want to buy or sell at current market price, you press on sell if you want to sell, you press on buy if you want to buy. And this is where you pick your lot size. That's where you pick your lot size. Alt T. Okay. So now let's look at properties. Properties. Okay. There we go. Now you can create your own properties according to your own personality. You can create your own properties. So let's create our own one. Let's say background is, I don't know, I prefer maybe white. Your foreground is black, because if you say white, it won't be visible. These numbers won't appear, because you can see that this is the background is black and the foreground is white. So the numbers may appear. So now we choose vice versa. Okay, grid. Okay, it's okay. I don't want it. I'll just remove it. Bar up can say green. Bar down can say red. Bull candle, green. Bear candle, red. And then, okay, let's see. There we go. Let's zoom out and see our candlesticks. Okay, it's candlestick. There we go. And this is our property. This is how we like our chart. And if you want to say this property, you can just say template, save template. And then once you save it, once you're done saving it, you can name it any name that you want, and then open up a different chart. Okay, let's say for this case, lesson 1. Lesson 1. There we go. Okay. And then once, if I want to use this template again, instead of going to properties and doing all of that, I just open a different chart. Then I'll go open a template that's saved as lesson 1. And then there, it will reveal itself. Our template will appear. That's how we'll get our template. Okay. I don't know why this thing is taking so long. Okay, it was saved. Let's take a look at it. Let's open a different chart. Okay, let's say in this manner, Euro odd chart window, there is came out. Okay, right click on it, templates. Let's go to lesson 1. Lesson 1. There we go. Oh, nice. There is the properties that we've selected. Properties that we've selected. So if you like utilizing indicators or moving averages, you can just add it there add it on the template, just say indicator list, then you add your moving average, then you say save template. Then once you save template, if you're opening a different symbol, you can just use the same template on a different symbol. Then it will appear the way you like your charts according to your personality. Okay, that was it for the MetaTrader 4 introduction. Thank you so much for paying attention to it. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the TradingView introduction. TradingView introduction, which is a bit more advanced. Now let's take a look at the TradingView introduction and how it works and how to apply our strategies. Okay, chasers, in this lesson, I'll be walking you guys through TradingView. TradingView. Now you find it at tradingview.com. tradingview.com. This is a very great tool to use, a very great platform to use to draw your analysis. You can take trades here, you can link it to your real account, but what you can do is chat on it. It has all types of tools that are needed to become consistent. So now, the first thing that would see is properties. Properties. We right click on the mouse. Properties. Select on properties, and this is what we get. This is what we get now. We all can have the same type of chart. So we all have different personalities. Others would prefer a white background. Others would prefer a dark background. So all of that will be chosen here. We've got style, skills, background, time zones, trading, events, and alerts. Events and alerts. So these properties, guys, take a look at it, play around with it, and see what best suits you. That was properties. Okay, now let's look at creating a watch list. Creating a watch list. So now a watch list, you create it here. Okay, here's a symbol, like whatever symbol that you'd be interested. Like what happens with the watch list is that if you're interested in trading only one pair, let's say for instance you choose GBP US dollar, you can add it. You select on add symbol, you type it down, GBP US dollar. Let me see, okay, GBP US dollar, USD, and then they'll appear here. Then you choose on it. Doesn't care what broker it is. They're all the same, so you choose on it. I like using Oenda. If you can see, most of my symbols are Oenda. So now you select on the GBP US dollar, and then it will come down here on your watch list. So other people would prefer to only choose one specific symbol to master and be an expert on. That's possible. You can choose it, select it, put it in a group where you create it, and then you expert on it. Meaning that what I like doing is that instead of experting, I like choosing every Sunday. I choose down my watch list, the pairs that I'm interested in trading, and then I choose the top 6. Meaning that I come here and I say create new list. Then I select here top 6. Then I save it. Now those are my top 6. So in my top 6, if I select something like GBP US dollar, there we go. It will be added in my watch list. So now you can see here, it will be added in my top 6. I've got a watch list. On watch list, I'll go through the trades. I just go through the charts. I'll look at what's happening. Any trade that I'm interested in, I flag on it. If I understand, I flag on it. The ones that I don't understand the setup that it's giving me, I don't flag. I just go through them. And the ones that I see I can fully take and capitalize on, I put them in the top 6. Top 6. So I'll put another pair and another up until it's 6 pairs. Then these ones are the ones that are my main focus. So now there was your watch list. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, now we've got the topic that we're speaking on is alerts. Speaking on creating alerts, meaning that you can select a price. Okay, let me do this. One thing that I like about TradingView is that you can select when price gets here. Let's say I've drawn this trend. Okay, let me use this one for instance. I choose this trend line, and then I right select on it. Okay, sorry about that. I double click on it. It works too, but then I say add alert, right select, meaning that, okay, you can choose here. Should pop up only once. Okay, GBP do crossing. Can choose here, crossing, going up or going down, greater than, less than, whatever that you choose. Once it touches it on the trend line, and only once per bar, like you choose your options here. You just play around with the left side, and then you say create. You can say create. This is the paid version, so it will obviously work. So now what happens is that if price happens to touch, okay, sorry about that. If price happens to touch on this specific trend line that we've put our alert on, if price happens to touch on the specific trend line, it will send me a notification that price has touched on your trend line. It will send me a notification that price has touched on your alert line. And you can put it on, it's either you can put it somewhere down here on your horizontal lines, and you can choose. One thing that I like is that you can say, if you have a horizontal line somewhere here, and then you want to sell it when it goes down, you can put alert and say on the alert, you can choose the option of if price closes below that horizontal line, that's when it should send you a notification, and then you'll get the notification either by email or it'll just appear on the screen. Or if it's a more premium package, you'll be able to get an SMS. You'll be able to get an SMS. So that's your alert. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, Jesus, now let's look at setting indicators. There's the toolbar of indicators. Press on it to select it, and it'll open up. That's our indicators. Select on it, and it'll open up. Now let's look at what this is all about. We've got the built-ins and we've got public library. The built-in is the indicators that comes with the platform. These are the indicators that comes with the TradingView platform. You find it here. And the public library is the indicators that were developed by the users of the TradingView. These are the public library. Meaning that if you take a look at this, we've got the squeeze momentum indicator. It was created by LazyBear. LazyBear, the user named LazyBear. And the reason of it appearing at the top is that it has been liked a lot of times, 34,000 times. It has been liked a lot of times. And all the indicators that you see in here are the ones that were created by the users. And we've got built-ins here, the ones that comes with the the TradingView platform. TradingView platform. Now let's select, let me just say moving average. So I can show you guys how this works. Okay, we selected moving average. Moving average. There we go. So now, okay, let me just move the properties. Okay, let me just double click on it. Okay, there we go. Double click on moving average so we can access the properties. Now let me say inputs and choose a 50 period moving average. There we go. There we go. Okay. This one here, let's delete this one here. Delete and delete. There we go. We've got a 50 period moving average. So what happens is that that's where you access in your indicator list and the properties. That's how you'll be choosing your periods and your indicators that you'd like to utilize. The indicators that you'd like to utilize. And as you can see here, this is where you can hide it here. It's hidden, or you can press and then it'll appear back. And if you want to delete your indicator, just press delete. There we go. Now you saw where to access your indicators, and there's a lot of them, so you just look at which one you prefer using. I don't like using indicators, so you'd barely see indicators on my chart. So yeah, that was your indicators. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, Jesus, now let's look at the comparison. Being able to compare charts. So now let's say, for instance, we've got GJ and we want to compare it to let's say pound dollar. Let me tap down GBP, USD, and it'll appear there. Let me choose any. Okay, let me just say Waenda. Since GJ, I choose Waenda. And there we go. This one that comes up in red. This one in red or orange, this specific color. This is the pound dollar. This is the pound. It shows at what price this one here moves. Meaning that you can see that this is how GJ moves. Here's your GJ. Moves like this, it moves like this, it moves like this. But then you can see how pound dollar moves. It moves in a similar manner, but then we can't say they move the same. Basically, you can't say they move the same because here it impulse, and this is what happens. The mini console, like you can see what happens. So that's the comparison. If you want to compare price and see, let's say if you're seeking to take a long trade on dollar, and you don't know which setup to take, whether you want to take a long trade on dollar, you don't know which setup to take, meaning here's the CAD or here's the Japanese yen or anything like that, you can just put them down, cross them together and see which one gives, according to backtesting, which one gives a more better setup. Then you take the one instead of just buying all of them. So this is how this one here works. This is how it works, and here you can hide it here, or can just delete it here. Delete it. You saw the crossing of it, and you can even do the same with futures or anything like that. You just search here, get whatever you want, any symbol that you want, and put it down there, and it'll appear. That's to compare. Now let's look at the next one, chases. Okay, picking time frame quicker. So now if you look at this time interval here, we press on time interval, it will give us all the time frames here. 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30, all of them, you see them. So now if you want them to appear down here like this, you just put a star on it. Okay, now you can see we've got 15 minutes here. If I remove the star, 15 minutes is gonna disappear. If I press on it, it's gonna appear. 15 minutes. So it shows you pick your favorites, and the favorites that you've picked, they appear here, and then you are able to utilize it instead of just going in there and then selecting and going back and everything like that. So that's how we utilize that. And here you can see that we've got our toolbar. You'll see on the next lessons on which ones we use the most. I like using the trend line, obviously. We've got horizontal lines and everything. I can't go through all of them. There's a lot of them. But you can see here's our crosshair, like showing on what's going to happen with it. Can draw on it. It's like it's a brush. I mean, not a crosshair. I meant a brush. So you just draw. And we've got in here, there's our Fibonacci retracements and our all patterns. We've got our long trades, short trades. And okay, the one that I can just go through is this one, hide all drawing tools. So what you can do is that you can hide all drawing tools and get a clear view on the chart without drawing tools, and then you can just place them back. Meaning that if you press on hide all drawing tools, this is what happens. There is nothing that shows. It's only price action. And if you can just unhide it, they'll appear back. So now, thank you guys for joining us on this introduction on the TradingView platform. We're looking forward to having you guys send your analysis using these platforms, the MetaTrader one and the TradingView platform. And we'll see you guys on the next lesson. Thank you guys.